Hi guys, my name is Carlos, otherwise known as Your Gaming Techie on YouTube, and today I'm here to show you guys how to play My Little Scythe on TapTop. My Little Scythe is a game for 2 to 6 players and plays in about 45 to 60 minutes. The object of the game is that there's 7 different animal kingdoms in the game, and each player is going to take one of those kingdoms and their 2 seekers. And each year, they send their 2 seekers out, and you're basically participating in a harvest tournament. And in that tournament, the goal is to collect 4 trophies. The first kingdom that collects those 4 trophies first would be deemed the winner. So let's go ahead and get to the table and let me show you how the game works. Alright, so here we are at the main menu here. You can see that you can select your avatars here. So let's say, for example, I was going to choose him for the right. As you can see, the kingdom pops up and it starts telling you to pick one by shaking, so you can pick whichever kingdom you want. They don't have any special effects or anything. So let's go ahead and select that one. And then let's say for the next player, I select this one, and then we hit play. So as we talked about at the start of this video, our objective in the game is to claim 4 trophies. The first team or the first 2 seekers that get 4 trophies would win the game. And you can see here on the left-hand side, these are what the trophies are. So you can see there's different trophies, and you can only collect 1 trophy per one. So you can't win the game by basically getting 4 of these heart trophies, which is friendship, or 4 of these pie tokens. You have to get 4 different ones. So I can get 1 of these trophies, 1 of these trophies, 1 of this one, and 1 of this one, and then you get your 4. So that is the mad dash. You're trying to get to 4 trophies. Now, before we even start the game, let's talk about what these trophies actually are, so you guys have an idea of what each of them do. So this top one here with the hearts, as you're seeing here, is telling you that you need 8 friendships. So your friendship is a heart level sitting right here. So you'll see obviously later on how we gain friendship, but right now we all start at 3. If you ever gain 8 friendship, you immediately gain that trophy. So if your hearts go up to 8, you gain that trophy. And speaking of friendship, which is also here, you'll get a message in the game. If you ever go under 3, you won't under 3 friendship, you won't actually be able to gain any trophies from there on out until your friendship goes to 3 or more. So if we go to 2 or 1, we won't be able to gain any other trophies in that way until our friendship goes back up. So friendship in the game is definitely really important. The next one on this list here is to upgrade 2 of your cards. So the cards that we have here, you can see here we have on our player sheets, we have a move card, then we have a seek card, and then we have a mate card. So basically, if you upgrade 2 of these cards to better forms of cards, and you do that twice, then you gain this trophy. Simple as that. This one here, for the next one, about magic spell cards. You can see we all start off with magic spell cards here on the top, and you can even peek at them. This will tell you exactly what this magic spell card does, and we'll go into that once we get into pie fights, but you can see what that does. And if you have 3 of them at any point in the game, you gain this trophy. So we all start with 1. If you have 3, that's your trophy for gaining those. The next one here is a quest icon. So it's telling you here that if you have 2 quest icons and you actually complete 2 quests, then you gain this trophy for completing 2 quests. So that's what you do for that trophy. As soon as you complete 2 quests on the board, then you gain that trophy. The next icon up here is diamonds. So diamonds are basically, you gain this trophy if you gain the diamonds. If you see them around the board, you see that there's a diamond here, a diamond here, a diamond here. If you gather 4 diamonds, as you see there in the picture, if you grab 4 diamonds and you get them to the castle and you deliver them to the castle, then you gain that trophy. So you have to bring all 4 of those diamonds with one of your seekers into that castle, and then you gain that trophy. Another way that you can do it, to keep in mind also, even though you need 4 diamonds to go into that castle, if on the same turn both your characters have, for example, let's say one of your seekers is sitting right here and he has 2 diamonds and one of them has 2 right here, and you're going to use the move action, you move the first seeker into the castle, there's 2 in there, then on the same turn you move that seeker into the castle as well. You obviously delivered 4 in total, so then you would still gain that trophy for delivering 4 diamonds into the castle, because it's as long as you deliver 4 of this, of what it's looking for, in this case diamonds, into there on the same turn. So it can either be by 1 seeker or by 2 combined. The next one here on the bottom is the apple symbol. So it's the exact same philosophy. You look for apples around the map and you gain those apples and you deliver them to the castle in the exact same way we just talked about. The next one of this trophy here is a pie fight. And all this one means is that you have to win a pie fight. So a pie fight is you having a pie fight with another player. So if me and both of the players have a pie fight and I win, then I would gain that trophy. And you could win that as either the attacker of the person who attacked you on their turn, or even if you're the defender while your other opponent is going and doing that pie fight, you still gain that trophy as either the attacker or the defender. And the last one here is the pie fight symbol, which is just the amount of pies you actually have. So if you ever reach 8 in the pie track, so you can see we all start off with 3 pies. If you ever have 8 pies in total, then you gain that trophy. And the good thing is that when you earn these trophies, nothing changes afterwards. For example, if I had 8 pies and then I later went down, I already got that trophy and I later went down to 6, that doesn't matter. You already gained that trophy. You can't lose the trophy. Same thing with this. When you have 3 magic spell cards, you gain that trophy. Just because you then use those magic spell cards and you go down to 1 or 2, doesn't mean you lose those trophies. You keep the trophies when you get them, and that's it. They're yours. Now, another thing we need to talk about also is personality traits. Basically, each individual animal kingdom or your 2 seekers has basically a special ability that goes against these trophy rules that I just basically explained to you. So for example, if I use my peak function here, if I do this and hit the peak button, I will see that it says earn the pie trophy by reaching 7 pies on your turn. As you can see right there, I told you before that you need 8 pies to gain this trophy, but obviously this person has a special ability that lets them gain 7 pies instead. So their special ability is that they can earn that trophy a little bit faster than basically all the other animal kingdoms that are playing. And each person will have their own, different personality trait that they can peek at and look at on their turn to basically tell them what it is. And in order to use your personality trait, so let's say, for example, I have 7 pies that I reached on my turn, even though I need 8. If I have this trait, it shows you that you need 8. You basically would just long press this right here when that was actually true, that you actually had 7 pies, and then you would gain that trophy. Now, don't forget the main important part about earning these trophies. If your friendship level is below 3, no matter if you hit these goals or not, you will not be able to gain those trophies until your friendship level is 3 or above. Like I said, friendship is really important in the game. Now, if we look at everything that's on the board here, you can see this is just telling you how many apples and diamonds are left in the actual pile of collection. Not all the ones that are on the board, but just think about these being in a pile, and there's 22 apples left in the game and 21 diamonds besides the one that are on the board. Same thing with these. There's 8 of these upgrade cards, 8 of these, 28 magic cards, 11 quest tokens, and 12 quest cards. That's basically all that means there. And then, of course, here's the peek button that we just showed you before, so you can look at your card. So it's also showing me not only my personality trait, but also the magic spell card that I have. And then we talked about all these. This is your friendship level, your pie level, how many quest cards you actually have, and your magic tokens. These are the 3 cards that we're going to be playing with the game that do all our movements in the game. And then this is how you use the ability that we talked about earlier. And this is how many trophies you currently have. So right now, of course, we all have 0. So now let me show you guys what these cards do. The whole meat and point of the actual game is, of course, to use these 3 cards to do things that you need to do to gain these trophies. So our first one that we have here is an easy one. It's the move one. On your turn, you only get 1 action, and then the next person goes in clockwise order. So I gain an action, you gain an action, then we go around and around. When it's your turn and you choose your action, it must be a different action than wasn't used the turn previously. So you can easily determine that because there's a circle here. If I use this now, this will be blocked off the next turn. I'll have to use one of the other ones that are green that I'll actually be able to use and have open spots to actually do that with. So just to keep it simple for the time being, we're going to use the move action here to show you guys how the move action works. So you go ahead and hold that, and now it gives you a pop-up for your seekers. So the move action, of course, is that you're going to move your 2 seekers in the direction that you want. You can see here in the picture that you can either move 2 spaces or 1, but if you have something underneath you that you're carrying with you, like a diamond or an apple to deliver it to the castle that we talked about, then you can only move 1 space. So let me show you guys what that looks like. So let's say I select him to move first. Let's go ahead and say I select him to go here. Let's select the next one and say I go here. And I double tap that. Now he's hovering over the diamond and the apple. I could have gone 2 spaces if I wanted to with each of those characters, but since I wanted the apple and the diamond, I only moved 1 so I could sit in that space. And that would be the end of my turn, since that is the 1 action that I was able to do. Now the next person would go, they would do the exact same thing. Let's make it simple here and just use the same move action again. So we're going to go ahead and hold that. We're going to use their seekers. They're going to go ahead and move here. They're going to go ahead and move here. And they would also end their turn. And that is basically how the move action would go. Now when it's your turn again, you can see that there's a red icon here. So I can't use the move icon again because I just did that last turn. So then you switch your cards, and now we're going to be using one of the other cards. And one of the other cards is Seeking. So seeking is the way that you get more apples and more diamonds and more quest tokens on the actual board. You can see that obviously the game doesn't start with a lot of tokens on the board. There's only a few apples and a few diamonds, and they're randomly started at the start of the game. So if you need more of them, then obviously you would come here and you do the seek. You can see that on this seek token, it says you would roll these dice for whatever is in here. So you can see that the first one would give me 2 apple die to roll, a diamond icon to roll, and then a quest token to roll. And then this one would be 2 diamond and 1 apple and 1 quest token to roll. So for example, let's say I choose the first one. You can see that this little wheel pops up. It's like a slot machine, basically. So you can see that the 2 apples are the ones that we're rolling, and then the diamond, and then the quest token. We go ahead and hit seek. It go ahead and spins that dial for us. And now the color that it's actually on is important, because now it says choose a place to place the resource. So you can see that it highlights the area that it needs to go in. Because this apple has the burgundy background on the back, that means it goes on the burgundy area. Now, when you place these, this is also an important thing to remember. Now, you can place these anywhere you actually want. So I could place this apple right here. I could place it where there was another apple if I wanted to, or a diamond. It doesn't matter if there was things occupied already in there. You can do it. You can even put it on top of your own character if he was in that area. Now, one of the things that we talked about that's most important in this game is friendship. And one of the ways that you can gain friendship is to actually place one of these right now on your opponent. So for example, I have an apple to place. If I chose to give him an apple and place it right on top of his face, he's not carrying 2 apple in that space, and I just gained a friendship and I went to 4. That's an easy way to up your friendship, but of course, you're giving them the advantage because you placed that right on top of them, so it's obviously up to you. The next one here is the gray section, so you can go ahead and place that wherever you want. Let's say we select there. The next one is blue diamond, so we place that anywhere we want there. The next one is a quest token, which we can also place anywhere we want, and we place that there. That would be the end of our action. We took our 1 action of the turn. We can go ahead and end our turn there. And then the next person would go. Let's go ahead and do the opposite action for them. So we'll use the other seek icon. So this is now getting more diamonds out there. We're going to go ahead and hit seek. And apple yellow. So he's going to do the same thing. He's going to give me an apple. He's going to gain a friendship as well. He goes up to 4. So he's going to choose to give that diamond, of course, to himself. So now he gains a diamond there. You don't lose a friendship for placing it on yourself. You only gain it if you place it on your opponents. And then we'll place another diamond over here. And then we'll place a quest token right here. And that would be the end of that turn. Now we know how to use the seek card. So we're going to go ahead and switch to the next one here. We're going to use the make option here. So the make option card, basically, as you can see here, we can turn 2 apples into 2 pies, or we can turn an apple and a diamond into an upgrade. So what we're going to do for this particular case is we are going to turn an apple and a diamond. And the reason that we can do that is because we have an apple and a diamond in our possession, or else these would not be highlighted. So you can see that my first character has 2 apples and he has a diamond. So I have 3 of those available resources to use. So an apple and a diamond gives me an upgrade card that we talked about to gain this little trophy up here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And it tells me the required resources to make is 2. And it tells me to drag the resources that I want to use, because obviously I can use either one I want. So I'm going to take 1 apple from here, as it says, and then 1 diamond, drag them into there. And now I can choose whichever power up I want. Now what these cards do, as you can tell by their color, is this is going to be a new upgrade card for the make option. So these make options are going to be upgraded. Or I can choose the move upgrade to upgrade my moves. So instead of just moving 2 spaces or 1, I can choose a new move power up to replace the move. So for example, let's go ahead and say I replace the move. It's going to tell me to choose. It's going to give me 3 card options. And you can see all these different options that I have now to replace my move. For example, this one says I gain 2 pies before engaging in a pie fight immediately. This one says here, as one of your moves, one of your seekers can move onto an unoccupied space with 2 of its resources. So all these different abilities that you can gain. So let's go ahead and choose the pie cannon. So if I choose this one and I hold it to select, that has now replaced the other one. So my other move icon is gone. I still have the ability of doing the same options, move 2 or move 1 by gathering resources, but now I have that special ability there that says I can gain 2 pies before engaging in a pie fight. Go ahead and end their turn here. And then the next person goes. So let's go ahead and let's see what he has going on. So he also has the ability to do any of these that he wants. So he can either do an upgrade or he could do the gain a magic card. So he is going to use 3 diamonds here. Or sorry, 2 diamonds from his character right here. And that is going to gain him a magic card. So as you can see, he now has a magic card and we can end their turn right there. And for the next player's turn, we can also move, and I'm going to move to do a quest token. So basically, I am going to first decide to hit the move icon, and I'm going to move this one right here on top of the diamond. And you can only move 1 space because it's going to ask me choose a space to bring a resource. So this is what I was talking about. If you're going to only move 1 and you want to bring that apple with you, you can only move 1 space. So move 1 space, and then it's going to ask you bring the resource with you if you want to. I select there. And it asks you how many do you want to bring. Of course, I want to bring the only one that's there. And then I hit done. And then the apple is with me, and so is the diamond. Now I have the option to move the other seeker. I'm going to move the other seeker into the quest space token. So he's going to basically get a quest card. Basically what it does is it gives you 3 options when you select the quest card. So basically it says either no thanks, and I can gain a gem or the little diamond. So it would give me a gem right automatically. I can choose the red, which usually means that you're going to lose a friendship for doing something. And it says gain 2 gems, but you'll lose a friendship. And this one is grayed out because it says place 2 of your gems on a space occupied by another player to gain 2 friendship and 1 pie. It's X'd out because I don't have those underneath my player. I don't have 2 gems. I only have 1. So I'm going to lose 1 friendship to gain 2 gems. I'm going to choose that. I'm going to give it to him. You can choose it to whoever you want. And that makes me get a friendship down, but it also completes a quest for me. Now remember, I'm getting closer to these getting completed because on here, I have 1 quest completed now. So I only need 2 to gain that trophy. And that is the end of my turn. So I go ahead and get out of there. And the next person goes again. And they can choose to do whatever they want as well. Let's go ahead and do an upgrade on the pie. So we're going to select the 2 apples there. It's going to ask you to drag. And now it gave me 2 pies, so I got 5. Remember, I can get 8 pies to basically get my thing. And actually, what we didn't look at is what this person's ability is. Earn Pie Fight Victory Trophy by using 1 plus magic spell in combat. So I can actually gain the Pie Fight Victory card, even if I lose, as long as I use a magic spell card in there. So it sounds like regardless of if I win or not, I would actually gain that trophy just for using a magic spell card in a pie battle. So it's back to this player's turn here. Let's see what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and make another magic card because you can see, or actually, you know what? Better idea. Let's go ahead and make another upgrade card because remember, one of the upgrades is to do 2 upgrades. We already made 1 before. So let's go ahead and do the upgrade card again. It's going to tell you to grab the resources. So we need an apple and a diamond. It's going to ask me to choose a power-up. You can only upgrade that same power-up. That's why it's not giving me an option anymore because I already upgraded my move. So now I have to upgrade one of these. So I can't upgrade the move again since I already did that once. So this is why this is popping up here. So let's go ahead and select which one we want. So you can see these add all these different things. So now you can have 2 diamonds give you a quest card or 2 apples give you 2 pies. But then this one, 3 apples takes pies away from another player that you target. So a lot of different abilities that these should all be self-explanatory at this point. But let's go ahead and select this one here. So that is going to upgrade that. You can see trophy has been claimed. So we have gained the trophy there. And now that's been claimed. You can see I have a little symbol there that trophy was claimed. And now I have the 1 icon here. And that is, of course, the end of my turn. Now what we're going to do here is we're also going to show you guys how a pie fight looks like. So we're going to move and have a pie fight. So basically what a pie fight is when you move into, if we move one of your seekers into the space of someone else that's also playing, then that is how you actually play. So let's go ahead and move the seeker into there. We're going to move him into that space right there. Then we're going to move the other seeker. We'll move him over here. Or actually, sorry, we'll move him right here. So we're going to have a pie fight because we're both in the same spot. We're going to have a pie fight with each other. Basically what you do is it's going to ask you to submit 3. Now remember, his special ability is as long as he uses 1 pie fight, he's going to win this trophy no matter what. So he just needs to use 1. So I'm going to, of course, you'd be hiding this because you don't want to see the other person select what you want to do. But I'm going to select this one. And this is selecting how many pies you're actually going to use. So we have 5 pies available. Whoever has the most pies, of course, is going to be the person who wins this pie fight. So I have 5. You are using them. Let's say that I decide to use, that would be 2. Let's say I decide to use 2. Let's leave it at that. And then we hit done. Now the next person would go. He would take a look at his cards. Let's say he decides to use this one right here. And then he decides to use how many pies he has. Let's say he also decides to use 2. And then he hits done. So you can see the pies count up. So it was 5 to 6. This person wins. It tells you if you have a passive personality and it's enabled. Long hold your personality badge to claim your trophy. Use now. Which is what you would do right now because you know that you won this pie fight by just using a magic token. So we're going to hold this down. And then we both hit done. Pie fights go round and round. They do a little animation about throwing pies at each other. Pie fight has been won. So we just gained our trophy here on this side because of the fact that we just won that pie fight with that special ability. So now he has won that and won that trophy because of the fact that he used a magic spell card in that fight. He still ended up winning that fight even though he had lesser amount because of his special ability. So that special ability basically let him win regardless on what the outcome was just because of the fact that he used a magic spell card and that was his special ability. So that's why he got the trophy there and he has that yellow mark now there showing that he has that trophy. And now since he used that personality trait and you can't use it again because it's a one-time use, his little icon here is now missing. Also, something I forgot to mention before the fight actually started is if you're the person who did the fight and you fight someone else, you do also lose a friendship, which is why we lost a friendship here. So if you're the person who originates a pie fight, you will also lose 1 friendship for that as well. The only other thing that we didn't talk about on the board is these little icons here, which is just all that does is that if you move onto those, you can actually move anywhere else. We can actually, I think, do that on our turn right now. So now that our guys, our seekers are actually sitting on a space that looks like basically a warp, basically what it is exactly that. Is it actually means that you can actually go to any other location that there's an actual person. So I can move him to over here if I want to because there's another portal. These are basically portals and you can come over here, move him here instead or here. Anywhere you want, you can kind of switch from one portal to another and then, of course, move an additional one because you can move 2 per turn. So it'd be 1 from here to that portal and then 1 outside the portal. So it's an easy way to get around the map if you need to get to the castle to deliver your items or if you're trying to get something specifically. So I could just do that and move right there with my character if I wanted to. And then I could choose to move my other person. He's also in a portal. So let's say I decide to move him here if I wanted to. And that's how you can move around the board. And that's what those special icons on the board actually do. But that's it, guys. That is how you play My Little Scythe on TapTop. Have fun and keep on gaming.